This video is brought to you by airsoftmaster.com.
KWA, a company that started off in 1988 for specifically training purposes for the military and law enforcement. KWA is known for the LM4 gas blowback rifle, the RM4 electric recoil, and as well to that, their Ronin series. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the EVE series, a more economical and at the same time a more lighter performance AEG. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, since we're going to be talking about the KWA EVE series, we're going to go ahead and start off with the front on both on my left on the EVE-9 and on my right the EVE-4. You're starting off with the rifle itself with the rails. It's a polymer M-lock known as the Core series. Again, EVE-9 with a 9-inch rail, the EVE-4 with a 4-inch rail. Underneath it, you're going to notice that it's going to have a polymer foregrip, which looks awfully familiar. Again, one thing that I like about these is the fact that it's super lightweight, as well as that you're able to put any type of rails or accessories on it. With the EVE series, you're going to notice on the top of the rail and the receiver is the PTS front and rear sights. The best part about KWA is they collaborated with the company and giving it the more better furniture you're going to see right now. You're going to notice one thing is, on the EVE-9, is you're going to see the polymer grip, which no one looks like the more of the EPG, and the foregrips on both of these rifles look like the EPF series. So for the receiver itself, again, you're going to notice on this is more of going to be of an M4 style on the upper and lower for the controls. You're going to notice on the actual left and right of the selectors on the receiver itself is going to be left-handed and right-handed operations for ambidextrous. You still have your standard AR selections of safe, semi, and full auto. So let's get to the receiver of the KWA EVE-9 and the EVE-4. With the KWA EVE series, one thing is the receiver is actually a polymer material. Now, instead of being the KWA full metal variants that we've seen on the Ronin, the LM4s, and the RM4s, the EVE series is without a doubt still the same KWA quality of being durable. Let's go into more depth of the actual lower receiver. If you look on the grip itself, it's actually integrated into the lower receiver. A lot of more companies that you've seen would do that is the actual HK-G36 and MP5, but you still have the familiarity of being a version 2 gearbox by just breaking it down a lot easier. Now for also going back to the ambidextrous part. What you'll notice on the EVE series is you'll have an ambidextrous magazine release and bolt catch alongside your selector that we talk about. Now what's actually in the KWA EVE series? With the gearbox itself, KWA has innovated the version 2.5 gearbox. Now the proprietary part is most likely going to be your gearbox shell, your nozzle, and your tappet plate. Everything else is still upgradable, even to today's modern technology. You're still able to put your Titan MOSFETs in here, and also your gear sets, your pistons, and piston heads, making a more upgradable gearbox. So let's go ahead and talk about the KWA stocks. On the EVE-9 series, you're going to notice the standard AR-15 buffer tube, and on the end of it, an PTS EPS stock. With the EPS, you're actually known for being a lot more spacious for any type of battery styles you want to put in there, for lithium ions to even LiPo batteries from 2000 milliamps. The EVE-4, it has the same normal tanker stock that you'll see on your Ronin, PDWs, and QRF and any other PDW style KWA models. Now the tanker stock is able to fit a one small 1100 to 1000 milliamp 11.1 LiPo battery. Now there's one thing I have to inform you guys about the KWA EVE series. The EVE series on both of these rifles are connected to DINs. So what that means is if you have Tamiya connectors, just go ahead and go to your local airsoft shop and convert it to DINs. Before we get into mag compatibility and more about the gearbox, let's actually adjust the hop-up. Now, in regards to upgrading your hop-up, unfortunately with KWA's EVE series, it's still proprietary. But the best part about it, it's still a rotary style hop-up. So you're still able to put any other type of upgrades such as buckings or inner barrels, and it's still compatible to use it. Another good feature that I like about the EVE series is also the same thing you would see on your Ronin, the adjustable FPS. To get to it, we're going to disassemble the stock, remove the cap, and inside you're going to notice is a Phillips screw inside. Use a Phillips screwdriver that's long enough on whatever buffer tube or in the actual tanker stock itself to unscrew that to reveal the adjustable FPS. So once you remove the stock and the actual screw itself, you're going to show is your spring guide set. Now to adjust it, all you need to do is use the Allen key that's provided on the package itself and either twist the inside of the Allen key. You might want to go either counterclockwise or clockwise, just going to read the instruction manual itself to adjust whatever desired FPS. Now if you can't adjust it to whatever desired FPS and you want to lower the spring rate in general, luckily enough, this is still a quick change spring itself. So with the EVE-9, it's still the same way as disassembling to the stock of the EVE-4, but the only thing is you're just removing the actual same screw from a buffer tube. And if you look at the end of it, it's the same Phillips screw on the end. So let's get into the KWA magazine compatibility. With the EVE series, I'm happy to report that all magazines is actually compatible with the rifle. We tested it with the EPM-1 from PTS. We also tested it with the Lancer Tactical high-speed mid-capacity mag, as well to that G&G high-capacity magazines. I'm also happy to report if you still have your K120 mags, these will still feed as well. Alright guys, so after the chrono, one thing we notice on the actual rifles itself on the EVEs is it's still on average from 330 to 380 FPS. Again, if you need to change it, by all means just follow the instructions, disassemble the stock, and then go ahead and adjust the FPS using your standard KWA tool that comes with it. So with your EVE series, it's going to come as the same thing for no matter what on your KWA EVE-9 and your EVE-4s. So while in the box, you're going to notice is the KWA K120 mid cap that comes with it. Alongside it is a baggie full of goodies that you're going to need for your rifle. One thing is your actual instruction manual itself, a speed loader for the mid capacity mag, KWA sticker, information, and as well to that, the tools that are needed to actually break down the rifle. Alongside with that, you're going to have your M-LOK to Picatinny adapters on here for 2 of them for optics or foregrips if you want to. And as well to that, this is the nice part about this rifle comes with, is QD sling points that can be attached from unscrewing these 2 screws here to make whatever 2-point or single point of the rifle itself. So what's my overall thoughts on the KWA EVE series? For starters, I gotta admit that I like the lightweight design for the polymer setup compared to KWA's full metal. As well to the collaboration with PTS on the furnitures from the motor grip, the foregrip, the front and rear sights on these rifles. As well for the EVE-9, the PTS EPS. If you have any other questions on these rifles, don't be afraid to basically comment below, as well to that message us on airsoftmaster.com. As for these rifles, you'll see these locally at our store. My name is Mike, and this is Airsoft Master, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.